Amazon. This poser pretended to be all strong when we all know Earth is in a gravitational orbit and doesn't need the assist. Also, 53 seconds of logos.
Please pay close attention to this important announcement.
Courts that treat justice like a Disney park queue.
Millions of people have been affected by crime.
Narration. Also, why only millions? My fellow grammar nerds will know have been is the present perfect tense, meaning our announcer is referring to something that's still happening but started in the past. If we're including all previous crimes, saying trillions of people would have been more accurate and saved everyone from this fascinating grammar lesson.
Civil unrest was at an all-time high.
Starting with an expositional history lesson that could have been pulled from The Purge, The Hunger Games, Terminator, V for Vendetta, Total Recall, The Running Man,
2,000 years later.
Judge Dredd, Children of Men, Minority Report. We get it! The future sucks! Here's a cautionary tale about it. We get a glimpse of a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame here for someone called Melanie Tucci. And I can find no trace of a Melanie Tucci having ever existed. And yet someone went to the effort of faking a Hollywood star for her. Sure, it's only visible if you freeze frame it, but this is the kind of choice that keeps me up at night.
Crime epidemic.
Living in a future so dystopian that the sacred convention of proper comma placement has been entirely discarded. What are we even fighting for? Announcing that you've entered your oppressive authoritarian government era by showcasing your off-brand stormtroopers.
This program is the reason you can sleep peacefully at night.
Confusing government programs with 10 milligrams of Ambien.
Violent capital offenders are now judged by artificial intelligence.
How is killing capital offenders causing overall crime to plummet? LA is apparently swamped with crime, but the majority of offenders aren't murderers. I'm not sure how making an example of killers is going to encourage people to be less vulnerable to drugs and committing misdemeanors. Also, when we look back on the 2020s, it'll be really hard not to see it as the decade of AI movies, assuming AI is okay with there being a we to do any looking back.
Which reduces the need for lengthy trials by acting as judge, jury, and executioner.
Using microwave logic on the judicial system. Yes, microwaving your Wagyu steak will technically be quicker, but can you still look at yourself in the mirror afterwards? The movie skips over the more interesting part where the entire Constitution is overthrown to make all this happen. There's no reason this system has to start by assuming guilt and proving innocence, other than the movie wanted to shove its dystopia into your head orifices. Objection, Your Honor. I fail to see why this picture from the crime scene of a murdered jar of peanut butter is relevant to the case.
Mercy uses hard facts and a wealth of evidence.
If this is supposed to be informative for the person on trial, wouldn't it be basic kindness to make sure they're actually conscious before it starts? This little girl's terrible shooting form should be on trial. If this is meant to be the courtroom, why would there be a glass wall to some kind of forensics lab? And why is it never addressed?
How the hell did I get here?
And why am I barefoot? Did Tarantino pitch this thing?
Mercy does not make mistakes.
This does not inspire confidence. There's a very good reason why surgeons don't say, but understand, I never forget to sew my patients back up.
Your contribution will restore peace and stability to our communities.
Which is weird, because in this context, his contribution was brutally stabbing his wife to death.
Identity is confirmed.
Pratt was born in 1979. Hollywood digital de-aging in all its forms must be stopped.
Christopher Raven, you're before this court today charged with the murder of your wife, Nicole Raven.
Even in a world where this type of ticking clock justice has been instituted, what is the advantage of defendants waking up without even knowing the situation before the countdown to lethal injection begins?
Ma'am, you're gonna be okay?
Paramedics who lie. More like paramedics, am I right?
Voice commands and touch-sensitive controls are available to you.
How exactly would a prisoner gain access to the pro version of this software?
Raven and his partner, Jack Diallo, were early supporters of the Mercy program.
Having to sit through news position of your own life. That has nothing to do with the crime you have 90 minutes to defend yourself against.
I'm proud to have sent the first suspect for trial here, and I will continue to send more until the message is received.
What message exactly? That when you're eventually caught, your criminal trial will go significantly faster? I don't think the majority of criminals are committing crimes as a way to take advantage of a slow-moving judicial system.
One day he's sending people to the Mercy Court. The next day, he's there.
This news anchor would be excellent at convenient dramatic irony sins.
I'm not guilty. I can't be. I wouldn't hurt her.
Choosing the Tommy Wiseau defense.
I did not hit her. I did not.
This is the Los Angeles Municipal Cloud. Every private citizen and organization is mandated by law to connect their devices to it.
When did that happen? And how? And why? And can we please watch that movie instead? Also, I think Chris should receive some kind of bonus points in this trial for sitting through so much information that he, as a police officer of the law, would absolutely know.
It is the foundation of my ability to reach verdicts.
Not the rule of law, existing legal precedent, good old-fashioned evidence, or the Constitution, but the immediate access to the Insta accounts of the citizens of LA. That'll clean up the city.
Should you be found guilty, you will be executed in precisely 90 minutes.
We had a big brainstorm session on how long someone should get to avoid being capital punished, and the consensus was the length of a feature-length film for completely arbitrary reasons.
AI systems are prohibited by law from any direct involvement in taking of a human life.
But worry not, they totally forgot to include countdown timers connected to an electric chair in that law.
The chair's on a closed system and I have no control over it, but it will not deliver the fatal sonic pulse if I end the trial before the time limit is reached.
In other words, you have control over it, giving someone 90 minutes to prove they didn't murder someone and then having this slow-ass letter-by-letter UI system give trial updates by typing them on the screen.
You spent 26 minutes inside the house with Nicole.
And then exited the home without looking disheveled or having any visible blood on your clothing at all, but we'll just skip by that for now. Quickly, to the daughter screaming for effect. Nothing else to see here.
Traces of your wife's blood were found on the clothes you wore today.
Ah yes, traces. The exact kind of blood evidence that usually shows up in violent stabbings.
You're lying.
I do not lie.
Well, that's just what a liar would say. This Harbor Master Bar Cam 6 that seems to catch the action an awful lot like a handheld camera. In a future where an AI judge is trusted to preside over all elements of a court case, I'm definitely asking for proof that I'm not being deepfaked into a guilty verdict.
Want to talk to my daughter?
This works.
I want my personal call now, right now.
You may send a request for a call.
We're stripping away their right to a jury representation and we're presuming guilt before innocence, but don't you dare take away their right to a personal call. We have to draw the line somewhere now.
I know you'll be hearing bad things about me, but they're not true.
Is this AI judge giving Chris a stern look? Why was that programmed into the software? And more importantly, why do I all of a sudden want to be in that chair?
This court mandates that you must have an opportunity to speak with your sponsor.
The right to call your AA sponsor also made it through the purge of civil liberties. Jesus, how's that gonna help? Ensuring there isn't a free bar at your funeral?
You're supposed to call me, man, if you're thinking about, if you're even about drinking.
Glad to see we figured out a fully autonomous AI legal system, but are now dealing with constantly glitching video calls, and always in the most emotional parts of the sentence for emphasis. Neat.
Get him back on, please. He'll tell you that Nick and I were happy.
The seasoned cop thinking that the AI will be convinced by this, well, my AA sponsor thinks I'm a great guy, therefore I couldn't possibly have killed my wife.
You began dating Nicole Martin 20 years ago.
Wasting the defendant's time with information he already knows, just because your programming is more about expositional duties than legal ones. Also, Chris watches this whole section with focused intent, like it's all new info to him, instead of just saying, skip!
Ready or not?
Not keeping your condiments refrigerated. The signs were there the whole time, Nicole.
What happened, maybe?
Praise Dad.
Movie continues to use the every phone is a camera I can access trick as a get out of jail free card, and I don't like it. Especially when Chris's reaction here should have been, hey, stop pointing your phone at me while I tell you about how Uncle Ray was brutally killed today.
Nicole detailed you losing your temper 57 separate times.
3 of these messages are about Chris and his temper, but this one is actually explaining how he's been getting better. Careful, Maddox. I might think you're trying to be balanced.
I loved my wife.
Well, what human beings experience as love is merely a neurobiological phenomena characterized by the release of dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin.
Maddox would be excellent at love doesn't mean you didn't do it since.
No, because you're screwing it up like you always do. Jesus, Dad!
Sure does suck for Chris's defense that his daughter always happens to be nearby, holding her phone up to these perfectly self-incriminating moments.
I can come get you out of there if you want. You know I can make that happen.
Movie refers to this character in the credits as Tattooed Sleazebag, which is not just reductive, but a testament to what the movie thinks about its own characters, and its misunderstanding of how many tattoos a character should have before it becomes part of their character name.
Your daughter has 2 active Instagram accounts. It appears that she kept this one from you, but they're all linked to her cell phone on the municipal cloud.
Jesus.
I don't buy for a second that Chris, a police officer, isn't using his access to look up his daughter on the municipal cloud thing. I'm not saying it's right, but snooping through her alt accounts would absolutely crack his top 5 abuses of power before breakfast. Also, having 10 times the followers on your real account than your fake one. Up your Finsta game, Brit.
This shit is haunted. I mean, it's a freaking ghost hunt, or I'm ripped off my tits.
Judge Maddox pulls this video out of thin air to show Chris for the sole purpose of his needing it later to solve the case.
God, there was so much blood.
Would you say there was more than a trace of blood? Asking for a guy in a 90-minute murder chair.
He's trying to turn her against me. I was never good enough for Nick.
To be fair, his daughter is now dead, so he might have a point.
You and I both know that this clock is bullshit.
Why, yes, I did create a spreadsheet to tell exactly where the timer should be at any given moment in this movie, and yes, it's already 8 minutes ahead of schedule, so unless the movie cares to explain what was happening in the 8 minutes of missing tension-packed real-time drama they've been selling me on, I'm holding it accountable. You have 0 seconds to prove you're innocent, movie. Your time starts now.
Anger is not helpful to you.
Whatever decision-making process it was that led to a non-angry line read of a sentence immediately followed by an accusation of anger.
That's great. Okay, you comprehend. Hell of a bedside manner.
Confusing your judge, jury, and not executioner with a medical professional.
You have 1 hour and 8 minutes to reduce your guilt probability by 5.5%.
Why aren't Maddox's lips moving for that last part? Play it again!
5.5%.
Why didn't they suddenly switch to a speak and spell for the last part?
Otherwise, Britt will lose both of her parents today.
This computer program took a moment to Back to the Future a picture of his family as an incentive for him to prove his innocence. Maddox is an AI hole. About 35% of this movie is Rebecca Ferguson making direct eye contact with us. I'm not against that. Actually, I am very much in favor of that, but I'm not sure it helps the AI can't be trusted to rule us message.
Providing your purpose is to gather evidence or ask that they provide character testimony. Which one is it?
The second one, character stuff.
Chris will then proceed immediately into investigative mode instead of character witness mode, and Maddox will only bring it up once and immediately drop it.
I want to talk to my partner.
Fortunately, she just so happens to be turning up at the scene of the crime committed by her partner, and not literally anywhere else in the city where there isn't a blatant conflict of interest to be investigated.
You know we need every Mercy trial to send a message, and if that message today is that cops aren't above the law, I won't like it, but I'll sleep good tonight.
Spending precious moments of your partner's 90-minute proof party patronizing him like a child from the staggering elevation of your highest of horses.
Can I see the scene scans, please? Your Honor.
There you go.
Whoever programmed this AI to occasionally indulge in a title-requiring ego trip, she's never once asked to be addressed as Your Honor until now.
Jack, get in the kitchen.
Whoa there, Chris. There won't be time for sexism once you're free. Focus, man.
All right, let me see the prints.
The computer would then mime going through the physical process of opening up a file, looking at the different print sheets, and finding his, when it's a stone-cold guarantee that this information was already discovered and available. Get to the point, chat GPTs.
The blood? And it all points right at you.
Not to beat a bloody dead horse here, but this blood thing may be the most annoying part of the whole movie. How do you pretend to have a 97.5% guilty verdict when the dude supposedly created all this mayhem and then left the house basically pristine? This movie should have been him saying, hey, play that ring footage back where I walked out. So we good? And then credits. The clock is now back to 7 minutes off instead of 8. Which you would think is a good thing, except in order for it to gain time back, it has to find extra time that didn't exist. That's like some sci-fi wormhole shit. And the only relativity I'm willing to entertain is my relative boredom with this real-time gimmick.
Who are you talking to? See? Right there?
Nobody?
I actually believe that she is talking to nobody, because nobody types messages like this.
Detective Diallo, could you please ensure the Bluetooth on your phone is switched on? Hold the two handsets together.
Including tech support dialogue in my murder conversation, instead of the usual process of including murder dialogue in my tech support conversations.
This is not a work phone. This is a black market SIM unit. You would call it a burner.
Wouldn't you call it that as well, since you're created by the same people who call it a burner?
It's not registered to the municipal cloud.
Okay, but Chris's phone is registered to the cloud. So when he made the call 6 months ago, why didn't something flag that he was connecting to an illegal phone?
Can you locate the other phone?
It's not active on any relay.
Well, can you wake it up?
Having an AI judge your 90-minute murder trial that doesn't think to try waking up a phone it wants to reach before the human suggests.
You're speaking with the Mercy Capital Court. Please state your name.
I'm thinking that calling an illegal phone linked to a murder and saying, "Hi, I'm AI Judge Dredd," was ever going to inspire cooperation.
I should inform you now that your probability of guilt has reduced to 96.7.
Movie thinks that having a guilty probability that moves as slowly and arbitrarily as the progress bar on my Windows updates is interesting, and movie is wrong.
Come on, guilty people run.
As do frightened people.
Someone else's guilt isn't directly proportional to your lack of guilt, nor is a feeling of guilt always a sign of actual wrongdoing. If you're gonna be a pedantic asshole, Maddox, go all the way. The absolute snorefest plating of this mushroom dish, I bet the mouthfeel sucks too.
Looks like he's comfortable with a knife.
Quick, add all chefs to our suspect list, and the entire Swiss Army.
Yo, Detective Diallo, I'm really sorry. We lost him.
Chris just watched the suspect run through this room and turn left here, but will choose not to share information because he likes his people to really work for their arrests, especially when his life depends on it. Also, Maddox tracked the burner phone to the exact exit Burke was coming out of. How hard would it be to pull up a building schematic and then continue to track the phone against the map?
Still tracking the cell?
Signal is intermittent, but it appears to be moving upwards.
Oh, that's exactly what she does. So what the was all the panic about?
Releasing the tracking drone.
Wait, you had a tracking drone this whole time?
The whole time you would. The whole time. Ah!
Jack!
Trying to fake the audience out when you've already shown them the lack of real stakes.
I asked her to meet me for coffee. We met up just like that, A few more times, a few weeks apart.
You know what I'm not doing if I'm having an affair? Allowing my new side piece to take cutesy videos at any point.
Accessing his cloud register device and correlating his movements with Nicole's based on tracking data.
The most insane part of this movie is how slow it thinks AI like this would be. All this tracking work and 10,000 more things would have been done within milliseconds of IDing this guy. Do you even accelerate, bro?
You know that, right? She just needed somebody to talk to.
Movie and Maddox has time for this. Also, are we really supposed to care about this relationship? He was a husband, and she was cheating on him, and they clearly didn't get along. Why are we spending time on dissecting their love story instead of getting back to the bullshit screen life murder trialing?
It is not statistically possible to exceed 98% in this court.
And this court doesn't understand percentages very well. I've been assured by many of my friends that you can get up to as high as 1,000% certain about things. So, not even trying.
Brown so you can't tell it's whiskey. Smart, huh?
I gave up on smart a while ago. I'd settle for least bit interesting at this point.
How long have you been drinking again?
About a year.
She immediately pulls up the day that he decided to get sober and embarks on some more character backgrounding, as if he doesn't have less than an hour to live.
Talk to your woman, I got this.
Chris is now watching the worst moment of his life play out in front of his eyes again, instead of continuing to work the case, because the movie needs the audience and apparently Maddox to start feeling sorry for him.
Hey, get on the ground!
Driving with a water bottle loose on the floor. I paid attention in driver's ed. That will get lodged under your brake, and all of a sudden you can't stop. Seriously, what could be more important going on right now than taking a second to drive safely?
I should have done it myself on that beach.
The movie appears to be saying that Chris is mad at himself because he didn't shoot the criminal responsible for killing his partner, instead of being mad at himself for choosing to pursue the perps instead of getting his partner to the hospital. He even said,
For your good brother, I make one turn. We're at UCLA ER in 5.
I'm not sure why Chris wasn't already on trial for that massive example of criminal negligence.
We, the jury, find the defendant Alex Varga not guilty of the murder.
The ticker here says that he was not guilty of the fatal shooting of a police officer. Well, the thing that killed him appeared to be being wedged between two cars, so maybe they were trying him for the wrong crime.
Mr. Raven, you're losing your focus.
Oh, now you care about focus. Pick a lane, bite brain.
I'm in the house arguing with her. Next thing you know, I'm watching a freaking commercial for Mercy Court.
Thank God. I'm glad you thought that was weird too. Kind of felt like playing a commercial for Pfizer before receiving a lethal injection. Time to check in with the continuity police on that countdown. The last time we checked, it was 7.5 minutes ahead of where it should be. Since then, it's done a great job of tracking with actual movie time. Well, until it suddenly stopped caring and lost 4 minutes and 30 seconds over the course of a minute and a half of movie time.
If you admit guilt, this court obligates me to lock a verdict. And then you will simply just watch the clock count down.
Don't threaten me with an equally mundane time.
The only thing left that makes me think maybe I didn't kill Nick is wondering how the hell I could commit a crime of passion when there was no passion left.
Says the man who broke a vase in rage earlier this morning.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Thinking is inherently silent due to the brain's
It's
capacity.
an expression, Your Honor.
Maddox goes full data for the first time in this movie because random character inconsistency equals humor.
So I can keep going. I can keep looking for evidence, you saying?
Providing you do not inadvertently confess to murder, yes, you may use the remaining time.
Well, except for that 11 minutes and 50 seconds I've already deducted for no reason. Also, I'm confused. She just said,
If your memory of the events that transpired in the house with Nicole is truly incomplete, then an honest confession of guilt is beyond your capacity.
so can he accidentally confess to the murder or not?
Protocols of this court required me to point out that embarking on a full-blown murder investigation with just 40 minutes available to you.
Seeing it click to 40, 59, and then purposely rounding down to 40.
We can lose Burke already. Parents too.
Yeah, it's never the parents. I haven't watched a single murder investigation show where the parents were involved. Not a one. Ever. Good call.
Hey, Burke!
None of these video feeds have a timestamp on them because I think the movie is afraid of me finding inconsistencies. But they forgot that I'm also willing to sin pretending that a government would be willing to spend money on 3 different cameras covering the same cell.
Bro, you really dialed out, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, Electric State, the Garfield movie, and this isn't a great run, but hopefully he'll get back on track soon. Oh, you said dialed out. Sorry, I heard phoned it in.
You're playing a hunch. What is a hunch?
I understand not being able to formulate your own hunches, but you can know what the f***ing word means. I don't know how you create an AI with a combined knowledge of humanity except for a dictionary.
Are we missing anybody?
You can see for yourself.
Or you could answer him. You know, since you're the AI and he only has 49 or 37 minutes left.
Bill Peterson, house behind ours. He's a bird nut. He's got a camera out back.
The amount of times this script has a human figure out something that an intelligent AI would have already known is an affront to the dignity of our eventual digital overlords, whom I love and respect and have always been a fan of.
I will extract the footage from this morning from the cloud. Negative. William Peterson's internet provider has experienced an outage.
Comcast.
Let me know if you need anything else.
Is it just me or did the video rushing by him create a breeze? Also, why does the video even need to disappear behind him? Why couldn't it just disappear?
Can you give me Britt's video again? The one with the sleaze bag?
Forgetting to use your daughter's secret vid chat partner's full name.
I'm not lying.
It's all over the web.
I'm fairly confident no one under 30 says the web anymore, but I'm damn sure there won't be 16-year-olds in 2029 saying it.
You were arrested at a bar.
Sure, but maybe it's not a big deal, considering no one has even commented on the YouTube video yet. Can you imagine a world with no YouTube comments? It's easy if you try. No hell below them. Sorry, I got lost there for a second. What were we talking about?
You must be guilty if you're at Mercy. There are polls and stuff.
Letting your daughter say "and stuff" instead of just "there are polls."
Pause. Can you clean it up?
You thought we wouldn't notice that your pause and clean it up cliche was just a zoom and enhance cliche, but we did.
Okay, so it looks like a man.
Thinking you can identify biological sex by a blurry picture of a hand.
What appears to be a man in your basement could simply be a shadow.
Oh, for crying out loud.
For maybe the only time in the movie, I'm on Chris's side here. Show that picture again. This AI thinks that could be a shadow? With fingers? Grabbing the doorknob. A shadow?
Someone's gave me the stock records to cover up the fact that urea granules are going missing.
This sudden shift into missing chemicals at a shipping company is about as exciting as the trade negotiations in The Phantom Menace. If only it were as short.
300 kilos, what's that worth to someone?
Synthetic urea is a component of several dermatological products.
Answering a direct question that has a direct answer in a time-sensitive execution scenario with some video exposition instead.
Drug use is endemic in red zones across the city.
As evidenced by this police car that is clearly being driven by someone absolutely off their tits on some high-caliber shrooms.
Holtz always had a gambling problem.
Holt would have saved himself a lot of trouble if he hadn't used his work email for his gambling addiction cliche like an absolute moron.
I need Holt's financials. Can you give me the last 6 months? Bank, credit card, anything you can.
I understand that Maddox has access to all this information, but why is she allowed to show it to any murderer who happens to be on trial? From the court's point of view, Chris is no different from any other murderer, and yet he's had access to a private company's emails, phone records, and now the financial details of this poor bastard, who, by the way, will end up being completely innocent. It's almost like a full-blown criminal investigation should be carried out before the trial, and by a team of properly warranted professionals. If you're knee-deep in gambling debt, I highly doubt that you're spending nearly $3,000 installing a new carpet, and I for damn sure know that you're not buying the f***ing stain resistance add-on. Streamline is an absolutely outstanding name for a content streaming platform, and I am sad that it is fictional.
I mean, we got him.
It's 2029 and we still haven't removed all marijuana possession charges from people's records? I mean, AI kangaroo courts I can handle, but that?
I believe Detective Raven wishes to speak with Robert Nelson.
I was just walking by. I saw the call open on the computer. I guess he left the app open.
Have you ever walked past your boss's desk in their office and then randomly answered an incoming call for them? No, of course you haven't, because you, my friend, are a believable human being. Leaving a broken clock in your workplace that is stuck on 420 in a world where people can still carry criminal records because of weed possession is just a cruel irony that I promise you this movie executed with malice and forethought.
The internet outage in Bill Peterson's grid affected traffic cameras in that area too.
Because of course it did. That's what you get for getting your city's internet from plot convenience TNT.
I know about the missing chemicals. I know about the hole you're in with the bank. You stole product and you murdered Nick so she
I
couldn't
didn't hurt
walk.
anyone, man.
Pretty sure someone should be shouting out objection or leading the witness or this courtroom doesn't make any sense. I'm not even sure that he's calling a witness.
He even got me to drive his car home for him so the folks he gave a ride to weren't left waiting.
Why didn't Maddox just track the location of everyone's cell phones as they were leaving the party? Pretty sure they could have compared this to the traffic cams and even seen that the truck wasn't being driven by a bald man with a beard. Also, Maddox could have looked up which cell phones weren't at the party. Okay, it's not conclusive proof, but it would have shown that Rob deliberately did not have his phone with him during the party.
Local units and the nearest patrolling SWAT team have been alerted.
In the last 7 minutes and 45 seconds, another 1 minute and 30 seconds have been stolen from Chris's countdown. Poor bastard should still have 34 minutes left on the clock, and he doesn't even seem to care.
Footage of Bill Peterson's car journey has buffered.
Ha! This is such a naked plot manipulation. I'm just going to start using that phrase in real life whenever something unexpectedly goes my way. A winning lotto ticket? The footage of Bill Peterson's car journey has buffered. I hit all the green lights on the way home from Wendy's. The footage of Bill Peterson's car journey has buffered. Maddox shows up in my dreams tonight as my new Dommy Mommy. The footage of Bill Peterson's car journey has buffered. I may have said too much.
I honestly think that I killed Nick.
The facts are all that I'm permitted to
Come
consider.
on, what's your gut say?
Wasting time asking what a literally and figuratively gutless computer program thinks their gut is telling them.
What do you think?
I'm not supposed to. This is the Mercy Capital Court. I'm Judge Maddox.
Did he seriously just break the AI program by asking it for an opinion? Is that how that works? Why are we so worried? But also, aren't the actual facts enough here? Clearly, Robert snuck out of the house, and there was someone else in the house at the time of the crime. There is witness testimony that he was the one doing the theft, and video evidence that he was there. These aren't gut feelings, and Maddox should know that.
I'm functioning within normal parameters, thank you.
Okay. Let's just put a pin in that one.
Or you could immediately insist that the glitching AI probably isn't fit to decide whether you should be executed in 19, 22, 27, or 34 minutes.
Jack, I need you to put an APB on a Viking shipping truck.
An APB that could and should have been put out several minutes ago while you definitely weren't securing that search warrant.
Just a bunch of hoarded crap and memory lane stuff.
And I'm showing you this specific picture as an example of the memory lane stuff, because that's how normal police humans interact with random things in houses that they have no idea are crucial clues in the case.
Hey, what are we looking at?
This is a terrorist's handbook.
Mispronouncing anarchist. If they weren't different, we wouldn't have different names for them, Your Honor. Also, why did Maddox have to flick through the book? Shouldn't she have just been able to access it? Why does this AI seem to be lacking features that a basic-ass pre-AI search engine has?
Well, did he just speed up?
He did, and so is the movie. It's zooming through Revelation so fast now that I can only assume it hopes we won't catch on to how contrived and unlikely it all is.
Rob is David Webb's brother.
What? I process Webb myself, Chris.
Which is a crucial bit of information for later in the story, but not something that was in any way relevant for her to share now.
If he speaks again, I'll attempt to decipher it.
Or, and it's just an idea, you could fly the drone to the other side for a look at the passenger.
Pull up Jeff's doorbell camera.
Given the media coverage we've seen throughout the movie, I'm shocked this house isn't swarming with reporters or paparazzi trying to get a statement or photos from Britt.
Jack! We got a timer!
Scene does not contain a Jeff Daniels, well, face. Holy shit. Chris's friends and colleagues are brutally blown up and burning to death, and Maddox thinks he needs to witness the entire damn thing in 4DX.
I will stop the trial immediately and the chair will release you.
With what new information are you finally making this call? Just because he blew up his workshop and is driving a truck towards downtown doesn't mean he killed Nicole. At least no more than it was already obvious back during the whole hand shadow bull.
If you stay in that chair, you're going to be executed.
He's choosing to stay in the chair so that he can keep his access to Maddox's AI brain. We're supposed to feel some sort of tension about that, except there's nothing stopping him from waiting till the last 10 seconds to tell Maddox to end the trial. I'm not sure why I'm supposed to feel like this is in any way a tough call for him.
I've been a deadbeat husband, a lousy father.
Deadbeat husbands who are lousy fathers, and the movies that attempt to make them into heroes at the last second.
So it looks like we both need to accept the fact that we failed people.
Yeah, but his failures are basic run-of-the-mill Western cop dad movie stereotypes. Her failure has killed 18 people. I don't know that this will ever matter to anyone as much as it matters to me, but I'd like to state for the record that another 10 seconds have been stolen from Chris in the last minute of the movie.
We've got units in place at the off-ramp ready to intercept.
Unfortunately, those units are dumbasses who assumed the truck would just politely stop for them.
What can I do to help?
Can you bring up the map so we can track his route?
Apparently, the best help Maddox can be is to imitate Google Maps.
If his target is the Mercy Court, we will not have much time to stop him before he reaches the Mercy Building.
Just not that much time? How is that useful? Now you're worse than Google Maps. My 2001 GPS can AI better than you. Don't you just hate when the simulation GTAs your ass with a random ramp? If you go frame by frame, you can see the exact second this human being turns into a CGI ragdoll. It's a fun game for kids of all ages. Also, dodging a collision with that truck by choosing a collision with this restaurant of collateral damage was certainly a choice. Also, I thought the movie was cutting us to the action, but this blurry bar here actually means that this is footage Maddox is pulling up to show Chris, meaning she saw where this cop was headed and decided to switch views and give Chris a front row seat to this nice couple's maybe first but definitely final date.
Capital is clear to begin rescue operations as soon as he reaches the viaduct.
Car chase in LA must include a mention of the viaduct cliche. Oh, f*** you, movie. Movie will never answer this question nor attempt to wrestle with any of the implications of the possible answers to this question because there are just 10 minutes left and stuff must go vroom and stuff must go boom.
He is 3 minutes away. I'm going to issue an order to evacuate.
Going to? Isn't that an order that could have been given as soon as you figured out the truck was headed this way? Like, what's the downside of clearing everyone out just in case? Also, why is the judge responsible for evacuating the courthouses? Surely there are other people in the building to make that call. Can't imagine they were all sitting on their thumbs just waiting for the AI to tell them they're good to leave.
Walked into that AA meeting. I knew exactly
who you were.
If it's about me and the judge, why did you...
I needed you in that chair. You had to suffer in that chair.
There is so much that baffles me about Rob's plan. He's got a rock-hard murder boner for Chris, but how did he orchestrate this? Okay, great job hiding in the basement, but how did he know Chris was going to come home from work the next morning and get into a fight with Nick? It'd be one thing if he told Nick about Chris falling off the wagon, but that never happened. How did Rob know the fight would get slightly violent and result in Chris getting so blackout drunk that he can't even remember if he did or did not kill his wife? Killing Nick because she found out about the chemicals Rob is stealing makes sense, but he specifically said this is about getting Chris in the mercy court and standing trial, knowing he's innocent. Nothing in this movie tells us how he pulled that shit off unless he's moonlighting as a damn precog. Also, he didn't arrange the network blackout, meaning the footage of him rustling the bushes and climbing out of the neighbor's trunk could have immediately exposed him. Looks like he didn't plan a damn thing, and everything that went right only went right because of random chance. As Maddox steps in to defensively yeet Jack, we see that a quadcopter command has appeared on screen. So why didn't a similar command come up when she disarmed that robot bomb earlier?
Power interrupted. Backup battery activated.
I don't know why the power going down results in the chair prepping him to be executed before his time is up. What I don't need in my final seconds of proving my innocence is a reminder of my impending doom poking me in the back of the neck.
Maddox, end the trial!
And here we have one final insult as the time loses another 1 minute and 32 seconds, meaning when all is said and done, Chris and the audience were cheated out of a full 13 minutes and 56 seconds. A blessing in disguise, given what those 13 minutes would have likely been filled with.
Maddox!
Machina X Rebootina!
If I commence an official court hearing to take his testimony on the record,
yes!
I can bypass the firewall and restore cloud access.
She should not be able to start a trial all on her own just because she needs access to the cloud. There's nothing stopping her from pulling this trump card and arbitrarily investigating anyone she doesn't like. I'm not going to have you tell me that's how the judicial system works in 2026. 2029.
It's over.
No!
Mr. Nelson, I'm Judge Maddox.
Wait, why did the beeping suddenly get faster and then slow down again if it's a dead man switch? Does the beeping change based on how much pressure is being held on the switch? That is insanely and uselessly specific.
You claim your brother was innocent?
Because nothing stops a hardened, murderous revenge quest like an impromptu court hearing.
I gave him some cash, and then I gave him a phone so that I could call him when I came up with a plan.
I'm not sure why he left his brother on the street. Eventually, David will ask to stay at Rob's place until he can get back on his feet, so why not do that right away? Rob instead finds him, buys a phone, gives him the phone, and then leaves him on the street to be implicated in a murder.
Wait, do you know if someone called about an alibi? Did you know?
Of course she did, because this movie darts around from one tragic coincidental revelation to another like it's a puppy with a sudden case of the plot twist zoomies.
We just did what we're programmed to do. Human or AI, we all make mistakes.
We do not.
He's not Judge Judy, an executioner!